Hey guys, welcome back to Age of Empires 2. We're going to take a look at an online game that we played today. We're going to go to replays, and we're going to go to this one here, and why can't we load replay? There we go. Yeah, so done some more ranked, and this is one of them. This if I remember correctly, it's quite a messy game, and by no means is it showcasing any kind of skill on my part. So as you can see here, I'm playing as the Mongols. You just see it there. And one of the other games that I uploaded was playing as Mongols, and it basically I'm going for the same kind of thing here, just trying to race to get my unique unit massed as quickly as possible, but as you will find out, things don't quite go to plan. So some early scouting. I'm just gonna fast forward a little bit here. We all know how the start goes, and what we'll do as well is we'll take a look at how the opponent's getting on. So similar thing, focusing on food early, getting a lumber camp up there, and focusing on scouting as much as possible. Just try and find all the resources that are around your base. I think I was a little bit miffed when I started this game because there was one where I'd just I'd just done the vast majority of a game, or I think maybe it had got to Castle Age or something like that, and but then my internet dropped and I got kicked, so I was a little bit annoyed. So I was a little bit shaken up when I started this one, and things weren't exactly going well. I think I might have lost a villager to a bar or something like that at some point. Okay, so let's take the fog of war off actually, just so we can see everything that's going on. So you seem to be against someone who's a similar skill level, as in quite new. Or is it here that I lose a villager? I was finding as well that I'd click my villager back to the town centre, and then there I lost there was a weak villager already there who was unfortunately the first one that the bar attacked, and so villager down. Let's get the score up here. Not feeling too great about myself here. Already about 100 behind my opponent there. It's quite a nice base actually. Can just wall to the corner there. In fact, you could wall to that tree line and then just wall. Yeah, you can sit yourself in the corner. Whereas, I mean, I don't think I scout this until quite late on. Let's put fog of war back on. Yeah, I can't see how wallable that is. But yeah, so even though I think I might have lost one or two villages at this point, so not feeling too great about how this has started. But you don't want to quit out of a game, especially not a ranked game. But just in general, you don't want to quit out of a game. It's just bad form. I felt really bad when my connection dropped on the previous one. So building a barracks there, I think, yeah. And I'll be doing the same at some point. I think my barracks goes up somewhere around here, but not till a little bit later on. Don't know why I'm building a mining camp so early. Not like I need gold at this point. Barracks was quite early. Do they produce anything out of the barracks straight away, or? I don't think so. Don't look like it. Go back to my view there. So you can see I've got auto scout on because my scouts just run all the way over here to the corner of the map like they like to do for some reason. I think I then take it off and send him back this way. But yeah. There are probably too many on wood at this point, not enough on food. But I think what happened in a previous game as well was I got caught short of wood when I was trying to build farms. So I think I'm overcompensating a little bit. You see my barracks is up there. Start producing a couple of 3 militia. Yeah, I remember sending my scout back here because then I noticed his villages on the wood line here. See the chopped trees before we get there. Just lets you know that that's where he's chopping wood. So I figure may as well be a bit of a pain. But then when he doesn't react, I'm thinking, oh, I might be able to get a vil pick here. I don't think I should have committed there, to be fair. But I did get a villager, but I also lost the vast majority of health on my scout there. So I've gone up to feudal age there. And as you see, they're researching feudal as well at the same time. So we're quite close together. They've probably got a bit more eco than I have. But it's slightly later to feudal. So we're going to send the militia to harass these villagers. I'll just click them over there, and then I'll be doing forgetting about these villagers here. It's always the struggle with Age of Empires, or any strategy game I suppose. You're trying to do a multitude of things at once, which is why hotkeys are so useful. I just need to get into the habit of using them more. There's certain things I use hotkeys for, but it's just not nearly enough. And then he garrisons his villages, so I run away from the town centre arrow fire. Forget about that builder there. And I think around about this point I forget about these guys and start going back to do some economy stuff. And so they're just automatically attacking whatever's there. They take the scout out. I didn't see that when I was playing. I think I came back over here at around about this point where I was just about to lose this villager. And now I'm thinking maybe I've overextended a little bit. I kind of need to, so I'm thinking about switching into archers. God knows why, because he's going scouts. So spearmen would be the better option. I've already got the barracks. Could just produce some spearmen. So we've got some idle villagers here who I shall probably notice in a little minute, and yeah, start building some farms. Okay, so again, quite closely matched. They're building farms at the same time we are. They've sent one villager to stone, whereas I've got one villager on gold. Have they got any on gold as well? I think they did have, but then there we go, sending those two to gold. And he's they're doing a good job there of house walls and like walling off the base. What's their scouting like? Because it would have been good for them. Yeah, they've scouted this whole area, so I don't know why they didn't wall to this tree line and then wall to the edge of the map. That might have been easier to do it that way even. In any case, it's reasonably close. The score again, they're about 150 ahead now. Go back to my view and turn the fog of war off. So they're massing some scouts, and I've just got 3 archers there. and you're going to see some unfortunate archer casualties pretty soon. Or fortunate archer casualties if you're Sna, or whoever this person is. Sna? I think it's Sna. So Sna's going Cav, I'm going archer. Again, ecos are reasonably similar. Still creating villages, which is a good sign. We've got 4 archers. And we've got 7 cavalry. So, cavalry actually are a counter to archers. So this isn't the best of situations here. I can't see this though if I turn my fog of war off on. That's the first time I see the cavalry and I go, oh no! So I'm kind of aware I'm going to lose them, so the first thing I'm going to do is go straight to my barracks and start producing spearmen like a madman. Just try and counter it, because the spearmen will be counter to the scouts there. But this is quite painful. So I start dragging all my villagers into the town centre because I'm aware there's a few that are about to go down here. So we use the villager arrow fire to try and do something to them. I was thinking about quick wall in here, but I thought if I try to do it this, I'm too far away from the lumber camp to even think about that. So now I've got some spearmen coming out. I think I reacted a bit slowly here. I could have sent them in a little bit earlier, but we'll clean this up now with the spearmen, and then hopefully send the villagers back to work. There they go. Okay. So I did a little bit of damage earlier on, and Snar did a bit more damage just then. I think, but then again, the scores got a little bit closer. So within about 50 to 70. Okay, it's just jumped ahead a little bit there, and then back to 100 in front. So still reasonably even. They're still producing villagers. They're still producing villagers. Oh. I'm not producing villagers. That's a bad sign. Anytime you spend not producing villagers, especially this early on in the game, is waste. But I am housed as well. I've got 40 pop out of 40, so I need someone somewhere to build some houses. Okay, so they've got mixing in some skirmishes with the cav to deal with the spearmen. So that's a good move. If I think if Snar would have run in now, they'd have cleaned up them pretty quick and could have damaged my eco further, and that could have been the beginning of the end, I think. But you see, I'm going up to Castle Age. I'm thinking, I'm wanting to get a castle out as soon as possible, but then so I've just sent 3 villagers to stone over here to start massing stone, and soon you'll see I'll start trying to wall. So first thing, send a villager to build 3 houses over here, about 600 miles away from where she was. So that was a little bit inefficient. And then yeah, there you see the walls start going down. I'm just thinking, if they're going to be raiding with cavalry, that's going to be a quick death for me, so I best shore up my own base. But it's a little bit awkward here. I have to wall to this. I could just do one there and then one there, I guess, and then but I end up doing it just straight from the side of the map there to meet it over here. and then I'll do walls over to that wood line, I think, up to the gold, and then across to the wood line, and then up to that wood line, and then from that wood line to the edge of the map. But it'll take me a little while to get all that done. So let's see what their army comp's like at the moment. Got 12 units, 3 scouts, and 9 skirmishers. And they're stonewalling now. Oh, they're dangerously close to over-chopping their wood line there. Okay, so we're getting a little bit safer. But all this time, building walls and spending wood on the walls is going to be hurting the economy, and I'm not producing much army. As you can see, I've got 10 units there, 3 archers and 7 spearmen. Got 3 on gold, I think probably 2 on stone, because I've sent 1 to wall up over here. And we're a little bit away from Castle Age. I mean, we're in Castle Age, but we're a little bit away from Imperial Age. We need, you need, what is it, 1,000 food and 800 gold, so it's going to be some time before that. Really do think they missed a trick by not raiding with, attacking with this army earlier. But another negative about me just being making these walls is I've not been seeing anything else that's been going on the map. For all I know, they could have buildings out everywhere and production coming from all corners of the map. Still got my scout running around here though. Yeah. How many? 4 HP scout. But we've taken the score lead. We're 2, maybe nearly 300 in front. I don't know if that's just the walls counting for buildings, or maybe my production's carried on a little. Oh, I'm in Castle Age, and they're just about to go up. So we'll see what happens with the score when they go up to Castle Age here. I'm still about 300 in front, and okay, still in front after they've come up to Castle Age. What are their resources looking like at the moment? Oh, that's cool. You see the food going up there. The Khmer farmers, they kind of constantly give food as they're working, rather than dropping it off at the town centre, which is why the food's going up like in that kind of manner. Whereas if you swap back to my civilization here, see, mine doesn't go up at all until someone drops off at the town centre or the mill, and then it goes up by 10 or 20 or whatever it is. So I'm building a castle. I want to start producing the unique unit, the Mangadai, and at some point they're going to come forward. They started to produce some battle elephants, which is not great news for me. But we do have a few pikemen, so they're the upgraded form of the spearmen. And there's another upgrade after that, but I don't know if this civ even gets the halberdier upgrade, but anyway. So we've got his first castle going, and that noise will suggest I've started to pick relics up. We've got the monastery here, so for each relic that you hold you generate a certain amount of gold. So how many of them can I see at this point? See this relic here, you see this one in the corner here, you can see this one here, and is the one out in the middle somewhere as well. Well, they're the only ones I can see, but that's the majority of them. So we'll be sending off monks to try and get those. And I'm about to overchop here, so you'll see me wall up over there as well. Yep, there you go. There. You can see I'm thinking defence here. And I see the scouts come up. I'm thinking, oh, that's not too bad. A few scouts will be alright. See a few Mangadai start coming out here. So they're like cavalry archers. Really mobile, really strong units. You just got to try and keep them alive. And we got this other relic over here. Generally you should go for the ones that are further away first. But I think I was just... It's difficult to say what I was thinking. You just kind of click and click and click and click and hope that you survive. Okay, so got a few archers on this hill here. Try to look after this relic. Or try and make sure that if I do send a monk that way, it won't die. 20 opposition units. And I'm thinking, okay, so they've only sent over a few scouts at this point. I think I might be alright. We see the monk on his epic quest to get his relic. Oh. What am I clicking through there? I don't know, that's really weird. That's using the middle mouse button. Whoa, it's too fast. I'm trying to follow the monk. Why is he not going through there? And then we see, oh no! So he's trying to drop a castle here. And managed to take out a few of the villagers with the Mangadai. He realises that he's blocked his units off with the castle. I'm not wanting to push with the Mangadai, but really I should stay close to the castle to see if he carries on trying to build. And we pick that relic up at the same time as getting absolutely destroyed here by a load of battle elephants. So now we've got two barracks that are producing pikemen. Hopefully the castle fire is going to help me out here, but I will lose most, if not all, of these Mangadai. So I eventually garrison them in the castle. So, by all intents and purposes, I'm kind of in trouble here, but we do have the castle that's protecting us, and we've got a constant stream of pikemen that are going to come over to gradually deal with these elephants. So I'm still not feeling too bad, but there is a castle right on my doorstep, so that's never good. But that's those elephants dealt with. Now I'm thinking, my opponent must be in a better... But then we've still got the scar lead, but I don't think I'll have been looking at the scar right now. So the castle's just going to attack everything close. At some point I'm going to delete a wall here, and the monk's going to... so that my monk can safely pass through. So we'll have 3 relics after that. And I think I'll go over and get this one as well. We're still producing pikemen. Got quite a lot of them queued up. And we have advanced to Imperial Age as well, which they're also on the way. So we take the fog of war off. You can see that over here they've set up another town centre. To be honest, I completely forgot to even build any further town centres until quite late on. And so I'll stay with this one town centre for quite a long time. And you see I start building some more barracks here so we can build more pikemen. So I'm thinking pikemen and Mangadai are going to be my main kind of composition. Focus just on those two and just try and mass as many as possible. Got some scouts there. At this point, if I would have known that they didn't really have much army at all. The best thing I could have done here is sent these Mangudai to just go over and pick off all the villages that I could range over the walls. Where's he sending these guys and gals?
Timo.
Oh, mine some stone over here. Okay. Okay, so we get a trebuchet out, and I think there's another one or two I produced to try and take this castle out. I knew that I got to Imperial Age first, so I should be able to get the trebs out first. So I'm confident this castle will go down. I'm gonna try and send the scouts in to deal with the trebs, but there's far too many pikemen around. So I start building my second castle here. I want to try and get as high Mangudai numbers as possible, but my resources aren't fantastic. I think... I don't know how my monk gets away with this, because I didn't know that they had stone miners down there. I will send a monk at some point out to get that relic over here. Okay, so the castle goes down. This amount of pikemen will easily deal with that amount of skirmishers, even though I think skirmishers would be a counter to pikemen, maybe? Just because pikemen are quite slow and skirmishers are a ranged unit. But we've got some siege, we've got some Mangudai. See, they're building a castle out here. Look at these guys all in formation. Mangudai do look pretty sick with those like golden cloaks. Okay. So we got plenty of gold. I should really be trying to focus on my wood and food. So you see I start building a second town centre out here. I wanted to build it next to the gold, but the uneven land there kind of wouldn't allow that, so over here where it's flat. Just kind of keeping those guys there just as vision. So if I put my fog of war back on, just so I can kind of see if anything's coming this way. But now we've got all the barracks, it should be, you see up there, we've kind of always got units queued up, or we should do at this point. I mean, I should have built more houses to get more population space, but I think I kind of forget to do that until later on. Don't even have a university yet, so we can't research two kind of key technologies that will make my Mangudai better. And at some point we will get elite Mangudai as well. Okay, so we've got some Mangudai, quite 52 pikemen, and 3 trebs, and I think, right, okay, let's just attack whatever random building we can, and then deal with whatever comes after the trebs. Okay, so I can see that he starts sending the war elephants out, and the pikemen are counter to them, so I think happy days. Let's surround those guys and get rid of some, I think they're quite expensive, those elephants. Whereas my pikemen are just food and wood. And we're still producing here. Nope, there we go, just queue up a few more. And some more Mangadai as well. Send the Mangadai in against the trebuchets. I think they have a bonus against siege, but they do take trebs down pretty quickly anyway. So, and then try and get out of range of the castle. And I should start sending some reinforcements through at some point soon. Let's take the fog of war off. We'll see what's going on in their base there. So we've got the third town centre there. Ding ding, they've rung the town bell. Which I was surprised at, because I didn't run into the economy, I don't think. But anyway, maybe there was a stray pikeman or two that ran after him. That was an automatic attack, I didn't tell the trebuchets to attack the elephant, but that did look pretty funny. Okay, so we cleared the castle up. At this point I should be trying to press my advantage and running in, but I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I'm focusing on sending some more units, or I don't know. I was certain that I sent a monk for this, but maybe I didn't. The pikemen do well against the elephants to say that they're only food and wood units. And at this point you see the score's running away. We're at 9,000 to nearly 7,000. So I'm thinking, okay, at this point, if I just keep producing, it's just a matter of time. And these Mangadai are such strong units. I was a bit wasteful not bringing those guys back, because they'll just die to the castle fire. But we've got more on the way. And only now do I build a university. Two monks just stood there. Sent some guys to chop the trees over there. A bit exposed, but I figure they're not. It doesn't seem like they're pushing out too much here. Okay. Should have done a better job there, protecting the trebuchets, but we kept two, so it's alright. So now I think we'd put the gather point to for the barracks to here. So whenever we produce a pikeman, it's going directly to where we need them to be. Again, not very good at protecting the trebuchets there. I think another one goes down pretty soon. But we take the town centre down. And the next step is to go for the castle. Still monks there. I'm wanting me to send a monk to get this relic, but it just doesn't. I'm sure it happened, but it must not have done. Barely keep that trebuchet alive. And they call the GG. So at this point I can see why, because at this point all the production buildings for the elephants are right next to where all my Mangudai are, so as soon as they're produced, they're gone. So it must have felt a little bit futile at that point, but it was an interesting, because it was quite close all the way through. It was just when I'd snowballed enough Mangudai, they were never taken off the field. So it was the numbers were always increasing, and it was just would have been harder and harder to fight against them, especially when I've got the pikemen running in front of them, taking out all the elephants. So let's have a look at the stats. So in the military, it wasn't too high of a kill death ratio, you know, but they killed a lot more than I did. So their army comp was, I think that was just because the elephants probably killed a few pikemen for every elephant that the pikemen killed, but the pikemen were just much cheaper and quicker to produce. And then I took down my buildings and had a much larger army. And then if we look at the resources, I collected more food, but they collected more food, but I collected more wood. They collected more stone, but I collected more gold. In technologies, we got to all the ages quicker, but only just. They were quite close on all the ages there, and I'd very slightly more maps unexplored, but they had a lot more research. Which I suppose if they'd done less research and more units, and been more aggressive earlier on, I wouldn't have got to the stage where I had all those Mangudai. There were more castles, I had more relics, so that relic gold will have made a big difference. And they had, look at that, there was one villager difference in the villager high. See what I mean about us being quite evenly matched there. And yeah, so as soon as I started amassing those Mangudai numbers, then they struggled to keep up with on the military side of things. But I think what I do tend to have a stronger late game, and a weaker early game, and it looks like their mid game was the strongest around kind of castle age, where I was a little bit unsure whether I should be doing upgrades or producing units, or or just going straight economy. It's always a difficult choice to make for me, so I'm not sure. But well played to Sna, and thanks for joining us, and I'll catch you in the next one. Alright, see you in a bit. Bye.